Hi everybody, it's Kelly and today I'm here to share with you my entry for Bonnie's Lace Challenge. Hi Bonnie! Bonnie of course is Sassyscrappers here on YouTube, and I wanted to make this and I wanted to send it to her. I know it won't make it to her in America by the closing date, but obviously this video will be up by then. And because I made it for her to send to her, I really tried to do a style that I'm not at all used to. So I went with a shabby chic style. I'm not entirely sure how well I did, but I tried, and here's what I came up with. So I have these altered wooden blocks. I started by painting them all with a very pale blue acrylic paint, and I just mixed that dark blue that I had with some white to make the colour that I wanted. And then I sanded all the blocks back a bit around the edges to make it a bit more shabby chic. So as you can see, these little blocks say home. And the letters are actually chipboard alphas, which have been embossed and then covered in crackle accents. And if I start with the H on here, I have this trim round the edge, which I actually cut off the side of a doily, and I dyed that with one of the Ingvildborn, I can never say that woman's name, chalk edges and some water, and then dried that off. This is a Prima resin. Behind there's some cheesecloth that I've dyed with the same thing. There's a metal filigree corner in there, and that's a little Recollections flower. Behind that, there's also some corrugated cardboard, which I've ripped and then I've covered in some gesso. For the O, again, there's the corrugated cardboard in the background, and there's this lovely pink trim around the edge. There's a filigree metal piece in here, which I've whitewashed, a little yellow flower from Wild Orchid Crafts. There's a cutout from the paper line, and there's some little flowers down here from my stash. For the M, I have a piece of rosette trim, which I've just cut the rosette out of and sprayed. There's some cheesecloth behind there and some more corrugated cardboard. There's a bit of this pearl bead string, which runs from across and around the top. Then I've got this bird, which I fussy cut from the paper line, and some more flowers from my stash, and another flower cut from the paper line down there. Then, for the E, I don't know if I can stretch that far, I have cut a piece from the paper line, which runs all the way around the edge. There's the corrugated card in the background. There's this lovely blue and white trim back here, and some more flowers from my stash. Then I'm just going to lift the camera up quickly, sorry if I make you dizzy, and show you the tops. So, on the top here, on the first one, there is a filigree piece in the background. There's a clock, Recollections clock, which I've cut in half and put in there. There's some texture paste underneath, fussy cut piece from the paper line, another piece of the rosette trim, which I've dyed, and some flowers from my stash, and this is a lovely ribbon rose here. This one is a big piece of trim with this fabric flower, which I just thought was beautiful, and it comes with all these fibres and bits of ribbon and stuff. And a dragonfly, which I cut from the paper line and added some pearls to. Then on this one, I have the bird cage and the two birds cut from the paper line, and there's that pearl strand that I was telling you about from earlier. And some more flowers from my stash there. Then on this one, I have a big felt flower from my stash, which is really pretty, a leaf and a flower that I've cut from the paper line. Some more cheesecloth, which I've dyed with another one of those chalk edges. Another ribbon rose. Another piece of trim, which is leaf shape. Under there, I have a doily, pink doily, which I've put a pearl bead in the centre of. So let's put you back down. So I just wanted to show you the tops before I carry on. Then, if we turn this, obviously that says home. If we turn these all, then to this side, we have hope. So, I'm hoping you can see that. Can you see that? Yes. So on this side, I have used Scrabble tile pieces to spell out hope. There's an applique in the background here, which I've folded in half. Little Recollections flower peeping out the corner. There's a pearl bead trim down the side there. And then some flower from my stash, and these two are from Craft Supplies 1. On the O, I have some flowers from my stash and a lovely baby pink and two white ones. I have a Prima light bulb, which says sweet, and then the Scrabble piece O again, and that's it for that one. Then on the P, there is a couple of flowers from my stash from Wild Orchid Crafts, a lovely ribbon rose, and there's actually, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's an applique in the background there as well. Then onto the E, I have some lovely flowers from Craft Supplies One, these two, and one of the big leaves, behind there, and a little clothes peg on there, and then another flower from my stash from Wild Orchid Crafts. Then, if we turn them all again, we have the word life. And I chose to keep this one really plain because I thought that the papers here spoke for themselves and that the papers were really, really pretty. So I've again used the chipboard elements for this one, and I've just painted them white and covered them in stickles, and then each of the letters has just a little bit of trim peeking out from the sides, and then there's the trim also around the sides just to give it something extra to look at. So you've got the L, I, S and E. Then if we turn it to the final side, we have the word love. And again, I've used the Scrabble pieces for that, so I've done 2 with the Scrabble pieces, 2 sides, and 2 sides with the chipboard pieces. So I have this heart-shaped applique back here, which I sprayed pink, and a little flower cluster down there from Wild Orchid Crafts, possibly Iron Roses actually. For the O, I've got this trim, these dangles here that I've cut off one of my trims, and then some trims which is bow shapes, and the little flowers sticking out here, and the trim down the side, and then there's like a raised, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there's like a raised platform there. Then for the V, I've cut a rosette out of my rosette trim, and I have sprayed that with some Lindy's and just put the V in the middle. And then on the E, there's this trim around the edge, and this trim around the edge here actually came off from around the end of this heart, and then I've coloured that blue with the chalk edger. I've got my little Martha Stewart butterfly with the pearl in the centre, the ribbon bow, and then there's a bit of pearl trim in the centre there, and again that piece is actually raised above the trim. So yeah, so Bonnie, I'm really hoping that you like it. This was my attempt to do shabby chic, which I thought would suit you best, and I'm hoping your home as well. There will be still photos on my blog and my Facebook for anyone that wants to see them. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. Bye everybody.